Hi, welcome to my channel. In this video, I've got Niveda here. She's a nutritionist. She just qualified, right, recently, and so we're going to talk about positive thinking. But one of the things about positive thinking is actually nutrition, eating healthy, because it really affects our mind. You know, if we eat healthy food, that makes us happy, and then we have positive thoughts. So let's just get into it. So Niveda, what kind of things would you recommend for somebody who wants to stay positive? What kind of food? Or any
Not really. I wouldn't go as much as food, but it's like generally like having a healthy lifestyle or like exercising is important. And it's like also eating healthily and minimizing the risks of like conditions or certain illnesses. But also certain things are things like avoiding things like getting depressed or having anxiety.
But I know,
And
okay, sorry to interrupt you. I know that, like, for example, it's easy to say, like, oh, don't get depressed. Yeah, but a lot of people do get depressed. And so, like, so how can we, like, help people not to get depressed? And what kind of things can you do? Now, I can tell you something. To not get depressed, yeah, you really need to go outside and get vitamin D. You need sunlight. And if you don't have sunlight in your area, you need to go and get this light therapy thing and actually use the sunlight to
I didn't know that
yeah,
one.
I know. Well, just in case you guys don't know that, I'm certified in health and wellness, and so I kind of like know stuff that I don't share often, but I'm sharing today. Okay. Yeah. So what other things can you tell us more about staying positive? How do you stay positive, Niveda?
So me, I stay positive by I will wake up. So my routine would be waking up in the morning, having that peace of mind. Like I would literally just take a couple of minutes, find myself in bed, just like to recollect my thoughts and things like that. And then I'll wake up, go and get ready for the day, and then I'll have a cup of tea. I don't really eat breakfast. I'm not generally a breakfast person anyway. As nutritionist, I know it's important to eat breakfast, but I don't really tend to eat breakfast.
Can I interrupt you? I've got to be honest with you. When I'm working, yeah, I don't have breakfast, and people say, "Oh no, it's really bad. You don't have breakfast." Yeah. Actually, if you do intermittent fasting, it's not so bad because I tend to eat like about one or two, and I find that it really helps to control your weight. Do you guys? In another video, I'm going to talk about fasting and the benefits of fasting because trust me, eating all the time is not actually a healthy thing. I know, and I've studied children, yeah, to know that like you can have brain power with just a little bit of food, you know. You just need a little bit of nutritious food here to actually survive. You don't need to overfeed yourself. Trust me. People who are suffering are overfeeding themselves. That's why if you look at the poorer countries in the world, yeah, they're under malnourished, whatever, yeah, right? But the thing is, they survive. They live up to 100. Do you know why? Because they only eat certain amount of food that they need. The body can survive. But if you put a lot of crap in your body, it takes a long time to digest the food.
Right.
So that's why sometimes just eating less food is actually helps you in the long run.
So
But, yeah,
you just mentioned three key terms in there, which was overfeeding, undernutrition, and malnutrition.
Okay.
So just to clarify those things,
Yes.
it's like so malnutrition, which in your terms, what would you think malnutrition is?
Someone who's not getting the vital nutrients. Am I right?
Yeah, or someone that's getting the wrong nutrients.
Exactly. So some of the stuff food we're eating here in Western countries here, we're eating the wrong nutrients, isn't it? There we
So
are.
it's like, okay, so it's kind of like the classic example that we've been kind of taught in university was that, like, if you give a teenager £3 to go and get yourself a nutritious meal deal, and a teenager saw a sign that was like pizza for £3, what do you think they'd go for?
I thought they're gonna go for the pizza because it's cheaper. People
Also, it's more like to their taste.
And of course, I know a lot of people like to eat pizza, but pizza it's carbohydrates and it's quite fattening as well. So it's
Yeah, there are good and bad things about carbohydrates.
we all love them, but I know I do.
Sure.
So yes.
And you do not want to entirely cut out carbohydrates because it will have very bad side effects as experienced. So I'm not going to go into that. That will be for a different video.
Yeah, of course. Because this video is on positivity. Okay.
Yeah. So back to what I do in the morning throughout the day, which would be, so I'll get ready. I'll have a cup of tea usually, and then I will go to work. So going to work, I listen to a podcast or some music. Right now, my favorite podcast isn't even nutrition related, surprisingly.
You want to get away from that sometimes, isn't it? Like you know, you need a break, take a break and do something different to relax your mind. If you're always on just one thing, you just also become a bit boring personality because you're always talking about one thing.
Sure. So I've been listening to this beautiful family. They're also a YouTuber.
And they're called Beautiful Family.
No, their podcast is called "What's Up, Beautiful People."
Oh, okay.
And it's just they've also got this family called YouTube channel called the Miller Fam, which is about how they have a very diverse family. So they have 3 children of their own, 2 adopted from Ethiopia, and 2 adopted from China.
That's nice.
And it's just like their journey throughout. And it's kind of inspiring how they've got like so diverse people, and they, at the end of the day, they still.
So, are you saying that to increase our positivity, we should watch positive videos?
Listen to positive podcasts. And yes, work can be stressful, but what I tend to do is I'll go to work, and at the beginning I was struggling because I was new to work world. I'm gonna call it work world, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I was kind of struggling to whatever stresses was given to me at work. To maybe not try and take it home. And I struggled with it for a while, and I kind of like it put me on a bad mood sometimes. So what I tend to do now is I will leave those bad or stresses. I will try and tend to just leave it at the doorstep. Like once I'm.
Do you say cry?
No, cry.
Okay, try. I was gonna mention cry is a good stress reliever.
Sure.
Carry on. Sorry.
So try and leave it at the doorstep.
Good attitude.
So then I'll go home. I'll have a shower.
Important thing to do because it cleanses your spiritually as well, mentally, physically. Very important. Cleansing. Water's cleansing.
And then I'll watch like my favorite dramas and shows. Have dinner and then get an early night's sleep. So I usually go to bed early, which is why sometimes I'm sorry, but I don't respond to your text messages very late at night.
I go to bed late.
And I'm the opposite. Also, what actually helps me a lot is when I go to my bed, your phone will be at the opposite end of where you are. Sorry, but I just had to do that.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was going to say something as well about phones here, guys. Did you know some of your issues, mental issues, comes from using the phone too much? Like, for example, let's say you do know, on social media for too long without breaks can actually affect your mental state and your positivity.
Even answering phone calls and
you know, I'm going to say this here. In order to really recenter yourself, you need to actually take break from social media, take break from technology, to be honest. And you need to actually go out to nature. But I want to talk about how I deal with positivity in a bit. I'm going to finish off your story first.
So I will tend to leave my phone on the other side, charging. But sometimes I do have my computer in bed. is basically I'll just finish like things like, oh, if I need to get an Amazon order in or something like that, I'll finish that.
Yeah.
And obviously graduation's coming up, so I'm busy trying to sort all of that out. So if I can get like something non-stress related, if it's something really stressful, like I don't know some details, I will leave it until the next morning. Like, no, stop, because if you will try and attempt to do something, something will go wrong.
All right.
So something that you can do without using your brain too much, I'll do it. But if not, no. I'll leave it until the next morning.
That's really interesting. So I'm just going to tell you some things I do to stay positive. Okay. So first thing is I actually go and if something's bothering me, I have to unleash it. So I go and talk to somebody who can actually calm me down and then basically give me some good advice here. So I do that. I also sometimes when I'm dealing with too much emotions, I actually cry and it's really important to cry because it's really good for your eyes as well. So I need to release it. So I'll cry. I'll shut the door and I'll cry by myself because I don't want no one to know I'm crying. Okay, because I can cry about anything. Yeah. So I'm quite a sensitive person. So I'll cry. Yeah. I will also take showers because being near water, like I'm telling you guys, yeah, go and go to jacuzzi, go and have showers, go swimming, yeah, because water is very cleansing and really make you feel really clean, and it sometimes takes away the negative emotions for some reason. It works with me, okay. And also, I would say this, yeah, guys, yeah, writing it down, yeah. Sometimes you need to get it off your chest. You don't have someone to talk to. Write it down. You know, write anything down, whatever you want to write down. And if it's hateful things, just write it down. Get it out of your system. Anything that's weird, unusual, just write it down, yeah. And then afterwards, rip the piece of paper, throw it away. Because, but at that time of doing that, you're just saying that, okay, it's gone now. It's gone. You gotta let it go, okay. Positivity is very important nowadays because people don't realize that, like, oh well, I'll just tell you that, like, basically a lot of people are suffering from mental disorders, and there's so many people on like on medicine for like depression, anxiety, and you can name, there's so many, yeah? But they don't realize that it's also the things that you're doing. For example, if you're living in the city, you're going to have more mental illness because of the way we're surrounded by so many technology, radiation, yeah, always on social media, things like that, yeah. So actually I would say take a break and go to the countryside and actually leave your phone and don't use your phone, okay. You're going to find that you can recenter yourself. So it's like it depends where you're living as well. People in the country are a lot happier, actually, I think so, and quality life is a bit nicer because they're not like surrounded by a lot of toxic. When I say toxic, I mean like a lot of things that you know, people say are happy things. They're not really happy things. It's illusion. Like they say that basically trying to film your whole life here. I want to tell you something. A lot of people film a lot of their life and put a lot of positive things out there on TikTok, Instagram, stuff like that. Yeah, it's all manipulated. Do you understand? Yeah, they're trying to show the best face. Yeah, but I tell you something, I do believe that like a lot of people are trying to show that, you know, that they're really happy and trying to show their whole life on social media. Technically, I don't really think they're so happy because the really happy people are off on social media. Do you know that? There's a reason why, because yeah, in my next video I'll talk about it, but I'm just telling you, doing all these things I've listed and things that Niveda has mentioned here, they don't really like help you, you know, help you in your life, and you don't have to do all of those things. You can just find something that works for you. But the reason you have to be positive, yeah, is because if you're negative all the time, yeah, you're not going to attract blessings in your life. You're going to find that doors don't open to you. Positive thinking. Now, I'm not just saying ignore the pain and ignore the reality. No, deal with it. Go and get counseling, yeah, but try to be upbeat about life because that's going to attract more opportunities to you and more blessings to you. Any last thoughts? So I'm just checking the time.
So yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. But also at the same time, I'm gonna say, do what you absolutely love. If you can't, yeah, if you do tend to take your stress home, maybe try and like do something that you kind of think of a stress reliever. Like, for example, it can be as simple as kneading a dough, or baking cakes if you're good at baking or cooking.
But I will say this: don't dump your stress onto the people that are close to you,
Exactly.
because they don't need your baggage. You gotta think about them. They're not your dumping ground, and so you have to be really careful. Like it's really hard. You want the person that loves you to really be there for you. But yeah, just be very careful, okay? That don't take the people you love for granted, because you need them to kind of like help you, so you don't want to push them away.
Yeah. So with that said,
Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Come back. We're gonna have some more health and wellness talk in the future. So subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Niveda. What's your channel called?
Niveda, okay?
Yeah, just I might put it in the description. Okay. So yeah. And also if you like this video, give it a like and do whatever you need to do. I'm not fussy. Do you know what? One thing I do is you can be yourself. I have no problem with the people being themselves and what they think and blah blah blah. Yeah. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you. Cheerios and peace out. Okay.
Bye.